Hi, and welcome to
Coffee, glasses, and a ponytail. All right, so we're back for our second week. I think we skipped a week, so I think we're going to record like every other week. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, we didn't do last Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
So this week we're going to cover chapters
for your viewing pleasure.
Chapters 6 through 15.
Yes.
We left off. Everybody was at Aunt, what's her name? Elinor's house. Dustfinger just got there. Everybody got there.
Yeah.
So, basically, chapter 6. I think this is where Dustfinger wants to get Meg outside to show her Meggie, like a fire show or like a fireworks. At first, I thought it was like a fireworks show.
No, he breathes fire, and he juggles the flaming stuff or whatever.
Like the people in the circuses where they blow the fire out.
Yeah.
And so I was surprised when I heard that that's what he did, because I was expecting like a fireworks show. Not actually sure why. She feels like she can trust him. Like, I don't know. The nothing about Dustfinger lends me to be like, hey, you know what? This guy's okay. I'm gonna go outside with him. And
she's only like 11 or 12.
Yeah, but he's lied to her dad.
But does she know that?
Well, she doesn't like him from the get-go. I mean, when he shows up at the house, she doesn't like him.
Oh, I guess.
She gets in the car. Doesn't she want him to like leave without him?
No.
No?
No, she wanted to know why they were leaving.
Oh. So, I mean, really I said, the other thing I wonder, and I wonder a lot about throughout the book, is just the names. I mean, why is his name Dustfinger? Doesn't seem like he has anything. Name. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I don't know wherever they came from. They give weird names, Capricorn and Silvertongue, and which
Basta.
If Silvertongue or Mo is from here, I wonder how he got. I don't know why. If he's the dad or not, I'm not sure. Why would he have a name Silvertongue? I don't know. So, and I still don't understand what the big deal with the book is.
I don't know.
It seems like
cleared so much up.
They make a big deal out of all these books. And I also thought...
With the pen, by the way?
What?
You're not clicking the pen.
Not yet.
Because
Mom told me not to.
Last time he was just repeatedly, and you could hear it through the mic.
It helps me think of it.
And it would know.
Fine. I'll just do this.
I was doing that earlier. I was like, oh crap, I need to stop. I'm going to mess it up.
So, and I also wonder...
Don't put it down.
No, just trust me. Just trust me. Yeah, dogs should trust your father.
No.
Unlike Mo.
Unlike
Meggie,
yes.
Yeah. So I do wonder, because it seems like Basta could be short for something, perhaps. Let's keep it PG though.
Stop.
But that's like chapter 6. I mean, nothing much really happened. They go out into there's the well, I guess something does happen, because they come in and the thugs break into the house and try to capture Mo or whatever.
Succeed.
Succeed.
I don't get why they followed them.
Who followed who?
Meggie and Elinor. They followed him to Capricorn's village, which is
Well, we're not there yet. You have to.
Well,
that's later on in the chapters. We gotta go chapter.
Which
time.
chapter is it? I don't know.
It's a not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Okay.
So they get Mo. But I don't know. I think once you would capture, I would think you would have checked to make sure you had the right book too before you just leave. What are you doing, Shorty? All right, so they get Mo. Chapter 7 is so then Dustfinger. Obviously, Meggie's upset. She's she's with her aunt.
My father.
They're crying and whatnot.
Like, if you got captured, it'd be like, oh, darn. Guess I'll buy a new one on eBay, you know?
Yeah, Dad's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So
there's a poem about that.
The Dad's being cheap?
No. It's like, by, is it Shel Silverstein? Or is it She Silverstein?
I don't know.
Some poet.
What's it talk about?
And it's like a kid who buys everything on infomercials and like advertisements and stuff. And he saw an ad for a brand new mom and dad, and he bought them, and now he's happy.
Where'd the old mom and dad go?
They're working in a coal mine.
Oh. Sounds like a stand-up kid.
Yeah.
It's
totally random, but you know.
Yeah. So chapter 7, we have Dustfinger, kind of just hiding out in the woods, like watching Meggie as she heads back to the house like a little creep.
That's kind of creepy.
And I guess I don't. Maybe they're trying to make him a conflicted character or whatever, but to me he just seems like a coward.
No, he is.
And again, I don't know why. And maybe it comes down to something about the book is so important that he'll do whatever it takes to get there. But all throughout, even later on chapters, it's like he seems just conflicted about.
He is a coward, Dad.
Yeah.
He is.
But maybe he wants to do the right thing in the end. He's just a weak character.
He is.
And then he just leaves. He watches her go into the house creepily, you know, describes kind of how bad he feels. But then he just
Was that chapter
like
7?
the meme of Homer Simpson kind of going back into the hedge. He just leaves. But he doesn't go with Capricorn's men. Right, yeah, like that, but backwards. Yes, like that. Keep going. Yes. All right, not just me. All right.
No.
So if this is all part of Capricorn's plan to capture Mo,
he succeeded.
but why didn't he go with Capricorn's men? It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Free will.
Free will, yeah. Thank you, God. Free will.
Yeah.
But I don't really understand that either.
I don't know.
So that's really about all that happened in chapter 7. It's just Dustfinger being weird, hiding, and then slinking off, but like seems like to follow, like gonna go where Capricorn ends up going, or his men end up going.
But doesn't he?
But wait.
All right. There's more.
The chapter 8, what do we got here? We got Meggie makes a comment that Mo cared more for the book than for her, which that seems like actually pretty true.
Factual that.
So, do you still think that he's the dad? I just don't think he's the dad. I don't know that we'll ever get the answer whether he's her dad or not, but I think it has something to do with the mom, and he got Meggie as part of some kind of, she happened to just show up somehow. I don't think there's anything, I don't know. To me, it just seems very, very weird that, because he doesn't seem all concerned about her safety or not, even later on in the book. I mean, then Elinor, again, seems more concerned about her books than she does about Mo when the police show up. She's all like, you know, whining about they've come and they ransacked my house, and her
my poor books.
He doesn't seem all that concerned about it. Then we got.
I cannot read your handwriting.
Well, you're not supposed to. It's my notes.
No. Look at this. This is unlegible. Illegible.
It's perfectly legible. I know what it means.
In your mind.
So if something like that happened to me or Mom, and you were, say, staying at somebody's house, would you expect that person to maybe let you sleep with you in their room, maybe comfort you?
I would, not do that.
So you wouldn't expect,
come here,
well, but it's her aunt. Her aunt puts her in a different room.
I know her very well. Like, they, like,
But
just
still,
got acquainted.
it's family.
She's, like, not good at comforting.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was weird that she gave Meggie supposedly her mom's old room.
Yes.
And then, of course, I mean, Meggie then leaves and goes to where her dad was staying. But I just thought it was weird. Any other thoughts on chapter 8? You can't read my notes. What are you looking at my notes for? You can't even read them.
Elinor, give Meggie her... Okay.
So nothing on... I mean, there's not much happens in a few of these chapters to really kind of discuss. Really. So... then with chapter 9, we move on to... so again, this is further evidence that Meggie or Meggie's mom or Mo or something is going really weird with all these characters in this story, because she thinks, when she was younger, she thought that Mo simply invented the mom, because he would tell her stories about a mom and just kind of invented her. And Meggie kind of believes that now, that she doesn't really know if this mom that she's supposed to have is really a real person.
Yeah.
I don't think she is. Like I said.
Well, fine, Mr. Pessimist.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I mean, when I read books, I kind of just read them. I don't really, like, come up with theories or anything. And since I read this a while ago, I already know, like, what happens and stuff.
Okay.
So, I keep shaking the table. I don't really have, like, a certain, like, I don't know. But I figured she had a mom. She was missing, like it said.
Yeah, I don't buy it. So then Meggie decides to leave. She writes the aunt a note. But the aunt, I don't know if she sees her sneaking off or hears her. Catches her and says, you're not leaving without me. Let's all go and find out where...
And then Dustfinger creepily follows them.
Yeah, Mo and Capricorn have gone. But Elinor is primarily concerned about this book because she thinks it's valuable. Like, it's worth something because it's rare.
Because it's, like, the only...
But there's not. There's, like, several copies because they've stolen them.
Yeah, but they've stolen them. So it's, like, the only one that anyone has in possession that is not evil.
So they decide to go, get Mo, rescue them from, a 12-year-old girl and her aunt that has no, like, fighting, never probably even left the house much, are going to go and get Dad back.
Yes.
So, seems like a solid plan.
I would contact the military. SWAT. All of the above.
You know what SWAT stands for?
Secret.
Nope.
Suspicious.
Nope.
Suddenly. Without action team.
No. Special weapons and tactics.
That was going to be my...
It was not going to be your guess. So then, all of a sudden, looky there. Dustfinger just shows back up conveniently. I know where his village is. I just betrayed your father and...
But they don't know that. They don't think that.
I think they probably have a pretty good idea. All of a sudden, Dustfinger's there, and then is gone, and then shows back up. And again, I don't understand much of his motivations. He seems to really not, like, he is part of the plan. He betrays them. Then he goes to hide in the woods. Then he wanders off. Then he can't know they have the book. There's no reason for him to show back up. And because as far as he knows...
No, he knew. Because he went back in Maggie's room and started...
But that's not... But he couldn't have known that they have the book yet. He went back into her room later on once he found out. But he's back at the house now.
I think he was always at the house. I think he was just hiding in the woods, waiting for whatever. I don't know.
I don't think so.
We had a creep for sure.
Well, yeah.
But, you know.
So, like I said, they've decided to go off and find Mo, but have no idea where he is. So, I think the reason he had to come back was so they could figure out. So he's like a plot device. We got to figure out
Mo or Dustfinger?
Dustfinger, because if he wouldn't have come back, they would have known where to go. Because Dustfinger originally told them that Capricorn was in the south.
Yeah.
Way back, and he's really in the north, so they wouldn't have had.
Well, they have several villages. Is what
Well,
he
yeah, but
said.
they wouldn't have known that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, because when they were originally in the first 2 chapters, or whatever, Dustfinger told Meggie and Mo that Capricorn was in the south.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for chapter 10. He shows back up. Hey, I know where he's at. Let's go find him. And again, this is chapter 11. He goes, and I didn't really understand this at all. So he goes into her room. And why? What does he look? He finds the book. He realizes it's the right book but why is he? I don't understand why
I'm not sure
he's.
if I can say it because I might. By then, does it say what Mo can do?
No,
No. Okay. Then I can't really explain it.
but he picks again. It's kind
He
of.
wants to find something out in the book. Is what I will say.
Okay. Okay. So he picks up the book. He reads for a while, and then he can't read to a certain. He can't get past a certain point because he wants to know how it ends or what happens. I guess to himself. Because why else would you pick up? I mean, if I was going to pick up a book, like, I'd like to know that I thought was important. The only reason I would stop reading it is if I thought something was going to happen to me. But maybe not. I don't know. So anyway, he stops reading the book at a certain point, puts it away, and sneaks out of the room, which again, creepily sneaking into a 12-year-old's bedroom.
He didn't do
Opening up a
anything
book
besides watch her sleep. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
But then, I mean, I would, because it doesn't say he left, so he's in her room while she's sleeping, reading his book.
Also watching her before he leaves.
Yeah, weird.
Oh, she sleeps so peacefully.
So, chapter 12, they're kind of going to head off
Yes.
to a city that has no name.
Yes.
That's really weird to me.
Why?
Well, every city has a name.
But it's abandoned!
But it's a city that was already, it was a city at one point that had a name.
Was it? Or was it a town? Was it a city? Or was it a town?
I don't know.
It was a town.
But at least Meggie seems less trusting of Dustfinger here. She's kind of questioning. She basically, she points out that he's lying because, like I said earlier, she tells him that you told us it was in the south, and now you're telling us it's in the north. So you lied from the beginning to my dad. And I know I just keep bringing it up, and you and whoever's listening to this, watching this, this book is going to have to be something spectacular in order to be causing all this problems. Because it seems like a lot of effort to find a book, to use a book for whatever it would be. Is it that, I mean, I know you really can't say what it is, but is it really that big of a...
Yes.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So they pack up some belongings, get the car ready to go. They decide, all right, let's go to the north and find Mo.
Yeah.
All right, so
More illegible notes.
Dustfinger makes a comment on page 111 about Elinor being in the wrong story. So this was my first little kind of clue that I really paid attention to. That,
Well,
what?
no.
No. That people or this book or books or these characters have been brought in from somewhere else. And I'm not saying that Elinor is from the wrong story, but for somebody to make a connection that somebody might be, based on circumstances, in the wrong story or wrong place, made me think that I wonder if people are being brought in from books.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how, but I said, so that's the first thing that kind of validated what I was thinking about. Something's weird with this book, or these people, that they're from somewhere else. And that's maybe where Meggie came from, or Mo came from, or her mom came from. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Yeah. And then I thought it was weird that I don't know how far 300 kilometers is.
It seems really close.
So you don't know how far it is either, though, because it's I don't know, but 300 kilometers is a couple hundred miles. I don't know if it's more miles or less miles.
But it seemed really convenient to me that it was like that close to her house. Like,
well, yeah.
I mean, I guess it is a story, so it's not anything like jingle.
Right. That's the wonderful dog. Okay, now we can talk about Molly. Obviously, there's some kind of... Oh, hey. That's the dog. That's our dog.
This is our wonderful dog.
The Jingle.
She's annoying, but we love her.
Well,
not we. I.
She is loved by people in the house.
Yes.
Me
but not all of us.
Me not being one of them.
All of us not included.
Okay, now she's gone again. We can talk about her some more.
I hear you.
She can't hear us. She has earphones in. All right. Da na 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 na.
Okay, hi.
So 300 kilometers. Oh yeah, we don't know how big this world is. I assume it's
I mean,
the
I would
world
say
we
we could
in.
look it up, but we're using your phone, so.
Yeah, so but I thought it was weird that they didn't have to stop once for gas. I'm not sure how many miles her car goes, but she does make a comment later on that, wow, we're getting low on gas, I'm going to have to. So I'm thinking, well, if you have to get away, and there's like no towns around there, at some point, I think I would have stopped and gone, you know what?
I'm going to get some
I'm going to get some gas.
Yeah. Of course, you could just fuel the car.
Yeah, and then
own.
and then Elinor makes a comment
gas.
later that, you know, hey, we're low on gas. So she's thinking what I'm thinking.
About using farts to power the car, because you could definitely do that.
No, that's not what we're doing.
But you could, is what I'm saying.
If maybe they'll invent something like that someday.
It runs on gas, cheap gas.
And then there's lots of superstition around the town, like lots of like. People,
Yes.
I don't understand. So, which again made me think about where are all these people coming from? That they're so superstitious about walking under ladders, or it seems like they've come from a lot of
Black cat.
cliched material.
Spit 3 times.
Yeah. So again, that made me think that they're coming from books or things that have been created. So again, so they get to Capricorn's town, stop, and then I think they're maybe at this point they have to get over the bridge, but they let Dustfinger get out of the car and go talk to somebody. I'm like, are you people morons?
Drive away.
What do you think he's going to do? And
through it.
And then what's he do? He talks to Basta and betrays him again.
No.
Yeah, he does. Dustfinger talks to Basta, and then they come up and they said, "Oh, this is I brought you the girl and the book." And as a side, her aunt came. So Dustfinger betrays him again.
Oh, wow.
And then in chapter 14...
Bad dog.
Huh?
Bad dog.
Who?
Dustfinger.
Well, he's not a dog, but yeah.
But if you were, he'd be a bad
dog. Yeah. I don't know. What did you picture Capricorn like before they described him?
My mind, I wanted to make him look as stupid as possible. So he was like short with long black hair.
Wow. Wow. What would you have named him? Does that sound...
Jose. No. I don't know. Like John or something, because that does not sound very threatening.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't...
Caleb.
I didn't know what I pictured him as. But
No offense, Caleb, by the way, if you're watching this.
I didn't picture him like this. I pictured him, I guess, more threatening. I mean,
he doesn't seem very threatening.
But I guess you don't have to be physically imposing to be scary.
Because, like, said he was, like, tall, pale as paper.
Yeah.
Which is
real blonde
pale.
or white hair, right?
I don't think he had any hair. I think he was bald.
Oh.
And then his eyes were, like, white. Just, like
Like
white.
an albino?
Yeah.
Oh.
He might have been albino.
Maybe. But yeah, but then they made a big deal about it. I guess he had a really deep, gravelly, like, voice.
Really?
They talk about his voice.
Oh.
And then they go and I guess when they meet him for the first time, when Basta brings Meggie and Elinor in the book to Capricorn, they're in like it seems like an old church building, and they've got candles lit everywhere. It seems very like Gothic or Catholic or very. And so again, it made me wonder what story or what book or what place did he come from that's like. I don't know if it's supposed to be intimidating or if it's like there's like some, I don't know, devilly stuff going on, or I don't know.
They're Satanists.
But then it seems like all of the adults in Maggie's life are just incompetent. Like her aunt seems really non-helpful, can't really do anything. Mo is nowhere to be found anywhere.
Hopeless.
He's hopeless. He doesn't, even when later on, when he's like around, he just leaves her. Well, we'll find out later. But it just, for somebody you're supposed to be protecting and watching over, he just seems just not to be even aware.
Yeah, not really, because like there's several times when he's like, does something and like doesn't care about Meggie.
Yeah. So, then we have, so they describe Capricorn, and then they describe all the rings on his fingers. Mm-hmm. He's got like 3 gold rings on his fingers.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't, maybe he comes from, maybe that's part of his character from wherever he's at, or maybe he had nothing and here he found a bunch of jewelry and stuff that he wanted to, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But it was very weird that they described he's got all this gold jewelry on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, something in chapter 14 that I think Dustfinger brings up to Basta or Capricorn before they haul him off to their cells, is that she hasn't been told what the secret is, and she hasn't been told why it's so important. And I don't understand what is the big deal. Why has nobody told her? I mean, I guess maybe nobody had the chance to tell her again, but I don't understand why Mo never told her, because unless it's something
not
huge.
that big of a secret.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's a book.
So,
over it.
And then when, right before they take them off into their cells, Meggie is like yelling or screaming at Dustfinger and Basta about, I hope they drop dead. She wishes one of them would burn to death and the other one would be suffocated in their own smoke. That seems like a bit of an overreaction, but I don't. I mean, I guess maybe you're frustrated and angry and hurt, but I was like, Mom, what'd you think of that when you read that?
I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
Because that's probably something that I would think.
Yeah.
Just if I'm like really mad at someone, I'm like, I hope you. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see her finally, at least somebody getting mad.
Mm-hmm.
And the aunt just seemed like, I don't know about the aunt.
She's better she's better in the later books, like, because it's a trilogy,
Yeah.
so she's better in the second and the third books. But
You're right.
she's my favorite female character.
Yeah, I don't like her. There's nobody in this series I really. I do like. Well, we don't know him yet, but there is a guy we meet later on that I like.
What's his name? Finoglio?
Yeah, the author, right?
I don't like him at all.
I like him, but
my favorite male character is Ferret, and he's introduced later on too. He just seems.
Is he Dustfinger's friend?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's later on.
Friend.
And then they go. Finally, Basta puts them in their cell, and who happens to be in the cell with them? Couldn't put them in a different cell. It seems like there's a lot of places they could have put these people, and they happen to put them in the same cell as Mo.
What?
I know, shocking. And of course, he seems to be upset that they're there.
Mm-hmm. Instead of like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Meggie!
Right. Yeah, so glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
And then I thought one of the weirdest things was that, so she's in the cell thinking her dad or Mo might have been dead or hurt or whatever, and she doesn't call him dad. She calls him Mo. Mm-hmm. I don't buy it. I just don't think. I mean, they might be father and daughter because of circumstances, but I don't think they're really blood family. Because I don't.
You've read the whole book, right?
Yeah.
Do you still think that after the end of the book?
Yes, I do. Yes, I think that at best it's a stepfather kind of a thing, because there are people that the parents get divorced and the new mom or dad comes along and they call them by their name and not mom or dad because they're not their mom or dad.
Yes, yeah.
So I could see maybe that being the case, but I don't buy that he's really her biological father. Don't buy it at all.
Okay.
Because I just don't see that as a reaction that you meet somebody you thought might be dead. Mo, you're alive. I don't buy it. So, anyway.
What was his real name? Was it like...
Mortimer, yeah. Yeah. Which, note to self, people, don't name your kid Mortimer. That's it.
Unless one of our viewers is named
Right, then
Mortimer.
it's just
then, oh my gosh, you're the best. Did you subscribe? You should subscribe.
Yeah, just a
By the way, you can find us on Spotify.
You can. Yeah. What is it?
Oh, coffee, glasses, and a ponytail.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So soon to be on Pocket Cast if I can get that
Pocket Cast.
done.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It'll just be audio on that though, because they don't have video. Or
YouTube, Spotify. What's the other one? Pocket Cast.
Yeah. Apple Music maybe. I don't know how that works out, but yeah, we'll be on all the things because we're awesome. So that's chapters 6 through 15. Not much happened. They were kind of okay. I mean, I still.
Who's your least favorite character so far?
Who's my least favorite? Mo.
Honestly, so far, like within these chapters, because you meet Basta, right?
Yeah, but he's just a bad guy. So that's kind of what I expect.
He's my favorite bad guy, actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because he's the most threatening, so he's like an actual bad guy. Because Capricorn is like, not really.
Capricorn seems kind of incompetent.
It's kind of a sad bad guy.
Yeah. But no, still my least favorite is Mo. And really, after reading through the first book, I don't really like him at all.
Some people.
Well, be better, Dad. I mean, the daughter's at least... the daughter's at least doing her part to, save him. Or,
okay.
Yeah. So, hey, it's not how I would be. So you still say your favorite girl character is going to be Elinor? I can't stand her either. And there's nobody I really, really like yet. We'll meet the people that I like later on. But yeah, I don't really like... There's nobody I'm looking forward to... I hope nothing happens to them. If Mo died, I wouldn't care.
It's heartless.
Spoiler,
man.
he doesn't die.
Or does he?
So yeah, I'm curious what the payoff is going to be for the book. what the big deal is. My thought as I read is that it won't be as big a deal as they made it out to be. But I don't know.
What, the book?
The reason why they haven't told her.
Oh, yeah. It's not.
I mean...
I wonder what chapter it is that they tell her. Is it 16? I think it might be 16.
Oh, he's getting ready to tell her. Yeah, he's said, but I don't know if they have a chance.
Because he doesn't even tell her directly.
No,
She was asleep and all, and opens her eyes.
Yeah.
And sees them talking, Elinor and Mo talking about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean,
punch him.
she is 12, but I mean, it's not like she's like 6.
She has no friends. She's not going to tell anyone.
And she's stuck
She's in prison.
She's stuck in prison and could maybe possibly die. I would think, this might be, we might not have it tomorrow. So maybe I should just tell you where your mom came from, or what's the big deal about the book, or, Yeah. But like you said, she had to find out because she was listening, faking being asleep. Mm-hmm. So I don't, yeah. But yet...
If you need to tell me something, just tell it to me now.
Maybe if we're in jail or something. There's this one thing, but later.
Am I adopted? I can't possibly be related
and
to
that's
Cohen.
all the time we have for today.
What? I can't possibly be related to Cohen. It's not possible. He's too good at everything. I'm just adequate at everything.
He's good at some things.
I guess art is definitely not.
Yeah, art's not his thing.
Art is.
He's very sporty though.
Let's just
good at math.
Massacre Cohen right now. Just
wow.
point out all of his flaws.
No, he might watch.
It's not like he's watching it.
He'll watch it at some point.
He won't.
Or his friends might.
Well, then they can know all of Cohen's flaws and they make fun of him. Like, his middle name is Shorty. Except he's like 6'5"
It's really not a secret.
5,000 inches, but I guess you're true.
All right, anything else?
No.
That's it for this week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Outro.
Tune in 2 weeks. Not next week, but next week for a
right. Labor Day weekend.
Thrilling episode on Inkheart.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. You can press the bye.